This is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beginning of the end. So, before we go any further, let's just go quickly through the chat to see who's here. Hello to Dazzler Bob. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And if just to let you there, I did call it months ago. Did say it was going to be the lowest turnout in history, and it has been the lowest turnout in 100 years. Surprise, surprise. Hello, Mr. Gunnar Lionheart. Welcome. Things are going to get a lot worse. Well, we'll have a quick chat about that. And yes, it is bloody dangerous times ahead for everybody. Holy Tony, it's funny how they've pivoted into globalists and toys morphed into the left. All parts of the plan, I'm afraid, sir. And yes, we will be going back into the EU. Hello, Save. Yeah, it is a complete piss take. I guess the lefties will be emboldened now. You bet they are. We're in trouble. Sorry for the delay, anyone. Ladies and gentlemen, a bit, but loads of messages. Surprisingly enough, this morning. Sunak's about to resign the leader. Quite highly likely. The Conservative Party no longer exists. Yes, it's us who've been down in London. Good morning, Shield Wall. A new dawn has risen with Nigel winning in Clacton. We'll talk about that as well. It's not raining. It's the tears of British heroes looking down from above. So sorry. Well, yes, and welcome. At least Nigel beat Doctor Who. Well, they'd pulled him out, to be fair. Did I get any sleep? Yeah, I had quite a bit of sleep last night because I didn't even bother. I didn't even bother watching it because I knew what was going to happen. And I just end up losing my temper. Hello, Peter. I'm new to the channel. Forward to your presentations. Thank you and welcome, sir. Welcome. Everybody is welcome. Right then. So, as I said, my phone's going to keep going off. I'm sorry about that. It's just the way it is. A lot of people suddenly need to talk to me about things that I've been predicting for a long time. So, what I said at the sort of thumbnail is true. This is the beginning of the end. This is the final collapse of the United Kingdom as it is. Literally, the conversation this morning with Mrs. G was, if I could, I'd emigrate now. Now, I know it was a good night for reform, and the signs are up there. It was a good night for reform. They won 4 seats. They came second in 98, but second means nothing. And now everybody's going, oh, well, let's look forward to 2029 because that's when we'll get a chance. Now, not to be a doommonger or anything, but do you really think there's going to be anything left of this place by 2029? The only glimmer of hope we have, hello, Smudge, absolutely 100%. Hello, Franab, nice to see you. I feel for Sir Storm is a comedy. Our country regret this. Well, let's get it all out there. Let's get it right. So let's give everybody who stuck a middle finger up to the Conservative Party and voted Labour, thank you for everything that we're about to get. For the vast majority of people who didn't go out and vote, which is not surprising, but thank you for everything we got. Hello, Darren. Labour winning just proves that much mental illness is these days. Well, there is. Monty Bob, it's inevitable Labour would win. Hopefully people will take their heads out of the sand and vote. 2029. Okay, look. The Labour government are going to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Yep, absolute joke about Lieutenant. Well, that's what happens when you have first past the post, which was a system that was created, 100 years ago to guarantee there was only ever going to be 2 parties and you were going to continually be given the illusion that you had a choice. None of us had a choice. Yes, it was great reform won. Yes, it's great that, people voted for reform that we wanted to change. Do you see any change coming other than disaster? It's my, sorry about my phone. We're in for 5 years of hell. As I said, the only glimmer of hope is the fact that Labour are internally a disaster. Of course, the media hasn't concentrated on that because they concentrated on the Conservatives. The media are the ones that did all the work for Labour. They spent from the minute the election was called to 1 minute to 10, as soon as those exit polls came out, Conservatives have lost, Conservatives have lost, Labour have won, Labour have won, Labour have won, Labour have won. So why go out and vote? There'll be lots of rights to think, lots of social unrest. No, there won't, Save. There won't. Not yet, but there will be, maybe. How did he keep his seat? Because it's the safest Conservative seat in history. That's why he was put there. That's why he was parachuted in there, so he'd get his position. There was no way he was ever going to lose that seat. The left will eat their own. Labour is a house of cards. Well, it is. That's probably not reform. Reform aren't the opportunity here. It's the fact that the Labour Party will self-destruct. But the problem is, in the process of their self-destruction, we're all going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. Keir Starmer will stop the boats by making it legal for them to come here, no problem at all. What a difference, all smiling faces of BBC. Well, I mean, Kay Burley was practically orgasming herself off as soon as she got the results. Carol Vorderman, all these fucking left-wing knobheads, all celebrating. Because, of course, it won't affect them. It's us that are going to suffer. Yes, anyone who votes needs to psychiatrists who are kind in London. Exactly. Now, if you went and stuck your finger up and voted Labour to give one to the Conservatives, thank you. For those people who actually went and voted Labour, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're about to give us. You are going to awaken society like it's never been awoken before. Let's just hope it's in time, because I have serious doubts that there's going to be anything left of this country by 2029. So, I don't mean right socialists because of the vote, and because of the growing problems and pressure. Well, as I've always said, and I keep saying, this country will be reduced to rubble, either by civil war or by nuclear war. That's the level that we're at. That's the level that we're at. It's horrendous. I mean, I literally can't explain to people how bad this really is going to get. I mean, he goes, oh, it can't get worse. The Conservatives. Yeah, the Conservatives have got a good job. But trust me, it's going to get a lot worse. Because you've not actually... Yeah, civil war of a kind. Absolutely. It's going to get a lot worse. You're going to get taxed to oblivion. If you own a car, you're going to get taxed. Because remember, when asked, Keir Starmer was asked, what's the definition of working class? He said, anyone who hasn't got savings. Although we get more seats for Farage, is huge. Is it? Is it huge? And I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm really, really chuffed. I mean, I voted reform. A lot of people did. There was over 4 million people in the country who did vote for reform. But of course, with the first past the post thing, that doesn't matter. But the simple truth of the matter is, with Farage and Anderson getting in, it's not huge. With a 176 odd majority, yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes. Well, yeah. Starmer because it's, well, yes, I know he does. But the problem is yes, they may get rid of Starmer. Who else are they going to put in? Someone even worse? The foot is in the door. The foot is in the door till 2029. Unless they unless Labour implode in the next year or two, by 2029, got no chance. The tax will create inequality, but that will create crime too. Of course it will. Of course it will. Crime's going to go up. Everything's going to get a lot worse. And maybe that's what we need. I mean, literally, it was like when I woke up this morning and checked, I mean, it was foregone conclusion. We are in trouble. We were back to horse and cart with Labour's net zero 20. Yeah, absolutely 100%. I mean, you know, we can just go to December the 25th, 2025 next year. when all those electric cars that had £10 a year for their congestion charge are going to get charged full prices because it's all about the environment, isn't it? Oh, yes, communist extremists now number 10, and it's only going to get worse. Tony Blair started the rot. Sunak accelerated. Time will finish it. My poor kids and grandkids. We're all the same. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that this is the country I'm going to leave my grandkids and my kids to inherit. Don't be a fancy. I'll be looking to leave this country, but unfortunately, same here. I mean, I'm being honest now. If somebody came to me and said, "Got you a job in the United States of America, you can start next week. All you got to do is emigrate." I'm on the plane. I think we need to go for the thickest wake up. Food shortage, mashes, kick ice. Absolutely right. My conscience is clear. I voted for. I think our consciences are clear. I absolutely agree. My conscience is completely clear. But unfortunately, having a clear conscience isn't going to sort of cushion me against the assault on our finances and our way of life. Us which need to be seeking asylum in Poland or Hungary. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, she'll war. So are many of us. Still can't understand how anyone can vote for Labour. It's the last thing with Blair and Brown because people are stupid. You'll find the vast majority of people who have been screaming Labour are awesome are the rich who are just going to get richer. So you're screwed. And idiots. I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. If you can look how bad the Conservatives were and then look at Labour and not see how it's going to get 10 times worse, then there's something wrong with you. Sorry, but there is. Anyone who says they leave this country, to be honest, your Western democracy is saying woke disasters. Well, yeah. Oh, I agree. Where can you go, really? But it's a pipe dream. I know I'm not going to be able to go anywhere, so I guess I'm just going to have to stay here and dig my heels in until I'm silenced, I guess. But what Sunak will resign because he's on his final speech. Yeah, well, who cares about Sunak? He's done his job. You're trans-Islamic, unemployable immigrant, you're fine, otherwise watch your back, big time. Yep, absolutely agreed, Michael. And also remember that green and pleasant land that we have, Labour's going to reduce, in fact, even more practically get rid of the planning restrictions on greenbelt land. So there's going to be loads of houses built all over this wonderful green land. Oh, and don't forget, you're not going to get them if you were born here. I shit you not. And remember that Angela Rayner said that every borough in the country will take their fair share of immigrants. Remembering that they won't come over on boats anymore. Well, they will. They'll come on the boats that we, our government, pay for. Which is why everybody goes, 2029. By 2029, we will be a third world shithole. And there's no way. Despite the disappointment, 50%. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm, glossing over it. What Reform have done in the space of time that they've done it has been nothing but a miracle. But the thing is now the Labour Party have seen that. The establishment have seen that. So do you really think they're going to allow it to happen? Do you really think that? Because I have my serious, serious doubts. Will we tax to nothing while welfare raking? Absolutely. Remember, one of their first things is we want to get rid of the 2-kid limit on benefits. Who does that benefit? If you now don't have a restriction, so you can get paid benefits for as many kids, just look at the demographics, look at the facts, look at the figures, and you tell me who that benefits and why it's being done, and that you and I and everybody else has got to pay for that. And that's just one thing. We have to stay and fight this at some time, perhaps in my lifetime, when Brits say enough is enough. If we're lucky. I also 100% agree that we'll be back in Europe. I guarantee. Yeah, I agree. Look, I know it sounds like I am blowing sort of, cold air over what's happened. But we have to be realistic. Starmer getting his upon us his victory speech, no passion at all. This is more bland than Major. Starmer is a clever man. I'm going to give you that because he hid the fact that he's actually more left wing than Corbyn. We're going to get we're going to get so punished. Labour campaign posting where mainly detached liberal champagne socialist homes the Ukraine flag, so much working class. I said working class for Starmer is anyone who hasn't got savings. So none of us are working class. Well, the empty flats near me, do you think what's coming soon? I've got an empty house right next door to me. I'm looking forward to what I get next. You have to feel the pain to make the change. Oh, I agree. I agree. Don't get me wrong. I know it sounds like this, but things really do need to get really bad before they'll get better. And what I'll be doing on this channel for as long as I'm allowed to, because I'm expecting new hate laws to come flying in left, right, and centre, and restrictions and censorship to be even higher, is I want to try and keep everybody together, keep us as a community, keep us talking, keep us fighting, because that's all we've got left now. So, yes, it will get worse, but it can get better as long as we continue to wake people up. Can you imagine the Starmer is going to bring us? Yeah, we are, without a doubt, we're going to have blasphemy laws within the next year or so. The 27th of July is more important than ever. Absolutely. Unless, of course, Labour ban it. Remember that they can and probably will. And if they don't, well, this is what I said, Michael. He will stop the boats by laying on cruise ships. Anyone that voted Brexit in 2016 voted Labour yesterday are traitors to UK democracy. Agreed. Look, I'm going to come out there, and it's probably not going to be popular with some people. Yeah. Anyone who voted Labour, any Labour member of Parliament or whatever, you're traitors to this country. That's it. You're traitors. You have voted for the destruction, the end of this country, and it'll be done within 5 years. 2029 will not matter. We'll be back in Europe, I guarantee you. I know someone said we're not going in my lifetime. Bullshit. He's a liar. We will be there. I hadn't been in Shirley for a while. Shocked to the amount of Chinese. Yeah, Shirley's been overrun so much with the Chinese. It seems that's where they're housing them. Hundreds of boats incoming. Yeah, all paid for by us. Can't believe the stupidity of the British public. They do not think Labour and Conservatives have messed up this country. And we, the taxpayers, are going to be paying for new homes for anyone. Well, not anyone. Not us. The indigenous people in this country are now going to be treated like second-class citizens. Farage is the fox and Parliament is the chicken coop. Look, I hope this is true. And I know Farage will stand up and he will say his thing. But when you look at it, for anything to matter, for anything to get changed, you've not only got to get all of the other side of the House to agree, you've also got to get half the Labour MPs to agree. And it's going to be difficult. You voted Communist Labour in supporters. Absolutely. And Sheldon. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And before we go any further, Jess Phillips, I know you and me don't get along and I hate you. Well, not hate you. I don't like you. And you still take me up. After what you got yelled at you at Yardley by Palestinian hate mobs of the people that you lick up to, that you scream blind, there are no no-go areas. Pay attention, Jess. You didn't deserve to get the abuse you did. I can't stand you. I'm saying that. Everybody knows what I feel about you, Jess. But wake up, Jess. This is what we're complaining about. Stop living in your bubble. And I'll still opportunity, you, me, Jess, my camera, just the two of us, through some of the so-called that you deny no-go areas. So let's see how it goes, yeah? Richard Dean, we need to remember that newly arrived immigrants to Commonwealth third countries are allowed to vote in the general elections by 2029. Well, remember that he's going to drop the voting age to 16 and will allow all EU nationals who live here to vote, even if they don't come from here. Trust me, 2029 isn't going to be as good as you think it is. We'll definitely stick together. It's the only way to prove things. We need to build momentum, gobsuck, and keep the faith. Yes, I am keeping the faith as much. Stop paying UK taxes. That'll work until they stick us all in nick. And trust me, they'll build prisons for that. Raj won't be able to do anything. This is the problem. Although it's great that he's there, as I said, statistically, looking at the numbers in the House now, no matter how good his arguments, it's not going to get backed. And that's the situation that we're in. And that's the situation we've got to come to grips with. Really. Totally agree. Anyone who voted Labour is a traitor, in my opinion, thick and living in the past. Absolutely. Unless, of course, you're super rich, where you're just going to get richer off all this. So that doesn't matter, does it? But we already know those smarmy asses. Think much to sort out by pushing the buttons. We will be at war very, very soon in the Ukraine. And the real reason for that is not necessarily because we want to protect Ukraine and this, that, and the other. It's the way that you can get rid of all the people who will be able to stand and fight you in this country. You send them over to a meat grinder to get slaughtered in another foreign country. Just think about that. I was the opinion that English people will fight for this country, but last night there's not a chance. Traitors and cowards. Well, we say that only It was the lowest turnout in 100 years. So we've actually got not necessarily traitors and cowards. We've got a lot of people who just can't be fucking arsed. And I did say you've got to go out and vote. You've got to go out and say to me, you have to. If you want to value this country, stop sitting on your asses. Stop having your heads in the sand. Get up and fucking do something. It's unbelievable. If you voted Labour yesterday, you voted Communism, absolute madness. People voted. They have literally, you voted it on a 6-point thing. He didn't mention anything. He's not mentioned a damn thing. So he can do whatever he wants. And even without that majority, he can do whatever he wants. Do you understand yet? We're screwed. Massively screwed. Yes, you have. So warned about. Well, yeah, because she got absolutely. I mean, it was vile. I'll be honest, it was vile. But on the other hand, I was going, "Did try and fucking tell you, love? You didn't want to listen." Half the country's covered in houses for illegals. The other half solar panels and wind turbines. 100%. Green and pleasant land. Pff, we will be all the US. Oh, don't just think it's the US. We've done plenty of our own. There. The most common missile that's going in and destroying stuff's ours, fired by our personnel. It's not just the US. It's not just the US. Lots of young people vote to reform, but enough wise to that. Well, yes, but the problem is that's what the schooling system was changed. It's not teaching children how to think. It's teaching them what to think. And all this generation come through will be, especially now with Labour, they're just going to get brainwashed. I call Ukraine Black Rock Republic. That's because it is. Yes, I think she did. I'm not 100% certain. I'm sure somebody could check that for me. I'm sure she did. I mean, Perry Bar, just up the road in Birmingham, was won by an Islamist party, on the Gaza ticket. 4 seats went like that. Oh, and that I was woken up at 4 a.m. this morning by fireworks because some Islamist pricks were jumping up and down and celebrating. They set off a load of fireworks. There's no problem, though. There's no problem. Then I'm the racist and the idiot. There you go. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Michael. Good morning, peeps. Comforted by the Scottish results, though. Well, yes, absolutely. I agree. Damn, SNP got exactly what they deserved. And not to mention Ed Davey ran a clown show for election. Wow. Ed Davey, he didn't give a shit. Yeah, but again, what that does is it shows you how shit the first past the post. They got less votes than Reform, but got, I think it was 58 more seats. We need to change to proportional representation, but that's never going to happen. And especially the way Labour won, never going to happen again. Yes, she did. Rayna's still in. Did Diane Abbott win a seat? Does even Diane Abbott know where a seat is? Again, chat, do your thing, because you are all on the ball today. That's absolutely awesome. So, yeah. Dark times ahead. Dark times ahead. And I will continue to do what I do on this channel for as long as I can. Because I am already, I'm expecting and preparing for restrictions to what I can say. There will be a blasphemy law. Yeah, there will be. There you go. Thank you, Smudge. Yes, Diane Agabux did win. Abbott's still in. He's still trying to do the counts. Oh, dear. Had a referendum on proportional representation. People blew it away. Well, of course they did, because they don't understand it. They don't understand. See, if you explain proportional representation and how it's a good thing, that'd be great. But the thing is, we have a proportional representation and they don't explain it. So people just go, I can't be bothered. I've been watching interesting comment in the US. Absolutely. Johnny's looking for a matching pair of hot shoes. I'm starting to try to push for another EU referendum. Look, we're going back in the EU. Okay? Does he? We're going back in the EU. Okay? I know Starmer went, no, not in my lifetime. He's a lying bastard. He will. We'll be back in the EU. Guarantee you. When people flee hellholes, bring their culture with them. Don't be surprised you get a hell here. We are. I've said it. By 2029, this will be a third world shithole. Absolutely 100%. So as you have Christianity, Jesus Christ, the Lord will save you. Amen. Well, I've started to rekindle my religion because I think we need every piece of bleeding help that we can get. But the simple truth of the matter is, as much as it would be great for the Lord to help us, there's only one group of people who can help ourselves, and that's us. And when we've got over 60% of our populace who just can't be asked, we've got a problem. So people moaning they can't be able to understand legislation now. Well, exactly. But the thing is, it's almost like many things. Like somebody explained to me about when Tony Blair created the Supreme Court and did all. Now he did it in such a way that he made it so boring that no one paid any attention. And now the Supreme Court screws us over, but we didn't pay attention. I know about the EU. Yes, we'll try Europe, but it's turning to right. That could be a problem. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the country will be bankrupt with 95 billion interest. Exactly. Well, why not? The thing is, I know a lot of people are religion. Look, to be fair, if people believe, they believe. If they don't, they don't. I don't, that's, to me, it's not an issue. But we need to find some sort of level of comfort because things are going to get really, really bad. They really, really are. I mean, we look at Labour's idea. So what we what they have said is we're going to come back and we're going to put VAT on private schools. That'll work for about 6 months. All the private schools will close, and then all those pupils that are in private schools will need to go into state schools that haven't got the space any case because they're overfilled. So that money goes straight away. Well, yes, and that is true. The Church of England has been affected by the woke mind virus, sadly. Give a year for can't sneak in the back door. Yep, absolutely. True, only 6% voted in my area Conservative out. Well, I've been predicting before they even called the election, it'd be the lowest turnout in history, and it turned out to be. Or either with Hood or good, I know what you mean. This is all down to WF, UN, and WHO. Their plan is working in viable areas, shoulder deep in it. Absolutely. And just to put another thing out, Blair's going to be Schwab's replacement, as Schwab is now being accused of sexual assault, apparently. At least Labour didn't win in my region. Well, yeah, absolutely. But it's irrelevant because Labour are in charge. Labour have a massive majority, and we're all screwed. Labour are going to make such huge things. I'm not sure they'll make 5 years in government. Things will be that bad. Agreed. How long is Starmer keep his position MP? Year. I envisage within a year, Starmer will be replaced by someone worse. And to go back on Paul's comment, yeah, that is the only real glimmer of hope we got is the fact that the Labour Party are very, very weak because they are internally a complete mess. Absolutely. I have no idea, mate. Hold on a minute. Yes, he certainly has been, conveniently. I'm just going to go on the old internet and see how or who I am. See who's my new there. Let's go and have a look. No, thanks. That's come up with the wrong thing. That's really, really useful. I am listening. I am still reading. But I'm trying to find out. This should show. I mean, I know the other side of Solihull, Shirley and the West. They've lost to Labour. They're now Labour. So let's. I'm just bringing up the thing. Let's have a look. Sutton Coldfield. Abu Khan won Perry Bar, with just over 500 votes more than Labour's Khalid Mahood, and that was purely on the Gaza thing. So they got in. They did in Perry Bar. Right, here we go. I'm bringing up all the results. What's your Solihull North? Perry Bar. Perry Bar was won by an independent, and that was won by Mr. Khan. Selly Oaks, St. Coldfield, Yardley. Don't know. The answer to how Solihull's gone on, don't know. Hasn't been announced as yet. Yeah, oh dear for Shirley, 100%. It's going to be like watching Punch and Judy's show. A Labour government fight. Yeah, absolutely. I'm from Hall Green, but live in Kings Norton. Well, Labour all the way there, I'm afraid. Yeah, the thing is, the only glimmer of hope is the fact that because the mainstream media were only interested in destroy. Hi, Mike. It used to be. has said Solihull West. Because remember, here in, especially where I live, they changed all the borders. So now it used to be Solihull and Shirley used to be together, but now I'm not. I'm in with Meriden and God knows what else. I got a new MP last year. I've never voted for the bloke. So it's broken into three. So I've no idea. But none of the, only Solihull West, or what they call Shirley, and that has been announced. The others haven't been announced as yet. Yes, Galloway got out. No surprise there. And Redditch are now under the red. Yes, sadly. A lot of conjecture coming from. We're looking forward to working with Keir and Labour in the future on social media channels from EU's leader members, Labour. Yeah, well, that's foregone. We'll be back. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. Yes, please remember, Patriots get together July 27th. That's, of course, if they don't ban it. Just remember that. They may try and ban it. And if they. Yeah, where I live, we used to be in with Shirley and that, and now we're not. We're in with Meriden. It's broke into three, basically. It's like Chelmsley Wood used to be, which is classed as North Solihull, used to be in with us, but now isn't. And now he's in somebody. It's just a mess. Absolutely a mess. Absolutely a mess. And the results aren't in, so I don't know as yet. I imagine there's EasyJet warning it's sending soon to California. Oh, God, yeah. Well, I mean, it must be hard for him to lose his job with only £650 million in the bank to fall back on. It's going to be difficult for him. It really is. Labour and Lefty Liberal elite parties sell us down and sticks to it. Yep, 100%. Oh, they will ban it. I know. And if they don't ban it, this is the other thing. If you are going on July 27th, I'm hoping to be there. But if you do go and they haven't banned it, you're going to get attacked. You're going to get attacked. They're going to make it and twist it and turn it. Yeah, I think the odds on the ban. I'm sorry, but I think the 27th won't happen. I genuinely don't think the 27th will happen. I really don't. Yeah, I worked solo for a long time. Yeah. So, although the 27th is there, mark my words, as much as I'd love it not to be, and we need to be there, and we need to be millions and millions of us, they're going to ban it. I've got this real bad feeling they're going to ban it. What the really to Palestine got to UK politics? Alan Snackbar. There you go. That's all I need to say. That's what it's got to do with. It's Alan Snackbar. And I've got to say that because soon there will be a blasphemy law and I won't be able to say anything else. So it's going to have to be Alan Snackbar. I've been using that a lot now. How are they going to ban it? Quite easy. They'll just make it illegal. Because that's what will happen. Labour won't want the peasants to stand up. Don't. Well, of course they don't. And they'll suppress it massively. They'll ban on YouTube. So I know. Well, the thing is, look, I know now Labour are in, this YouTube channel is on borrowed time. They will find a way. And that'll be the same for all of us. Me, Paz, Rotten Politics. We're all going to get targeted. I guarantee you. I mean, I've set up a second channel, but there's no point. I mean, eventually it'll probably just be gaming if I'm allowed to do that. But I've got this feeling that we're all going to get targeted. Oh, Sally, more mass immigration buses will be stopped. Rwanda will be scrapped. They won't need to scrap Rwanda because we're just going to let them in. Just going to let them in. Make it safe for them to come in. I live in rural mid Wales. He's gone to Labour. Can't believe in my view, land grabbing. Yep, 100%. They can't arrest thousands. There's been many, many times when people have tried to protest when they haven't. I'm just giving you advance warning. Start caring. Keep heads on a swivel and out and about. Not sure any more advice because yeah, absolutely one of dangerous times. Are you going to use Rumble? Thing is, I did start using Rumble, but the problem is Rumble Studios. But it looks like I'm going to have to. But until Rumble's shut down, because Labour are very, very good on the old online safety bill. They love that shit. So they're in charge technically of 4 sections. Even Jeremy Corbyn won. Yep, absolutely. Why is everyone campaigning on these road? We have more than enough problems here. Because that's what they can use to mobilise. It's a convenience excuse. A 100% convenience excuse. We have no No dog in that fight. It's got absolutely nothing to do with us, but somehow it has. No, as much as I'd like it to be, but no. Wouldn't Vast majority just can't afford to get move, and we can't move there because you have tougher immigration things if I'm coming from here. Funny that. They say there's no need to protest. Exactly. Focus on home issues. International happens will happen under Labour. Labour, there won't be many problems because Labour will just allow everybody in. They'll go, "Oh, can we come?" They go, "Yeah, come on, come on, come on." Oh, by the way, we've built your new houses out in the middle of the countryside next to a village that was originally predominantly white. Now you can go and ruin it. Yeah, it's not a great alternative to tech devices. Well, we go back to paper. Paper is king. This is why pubs were banned. This is why pubs are being closed because that's where all good revolutions start, in pubs. Here, they can listen to what I'm saying. Here, on social media, they can monitor me. They can monitor us all. But back in the pub, when they couldn't be monitored, you could get away with stuff. Oh, 100%. Or they may stop because they may promise them the world for the moment. For the moment. People still get banned on there for stuff. Very strange. Not to mention working like so. Absolutely. Absolutely. We get, look, things we can add is if you own a car, you're screwed. If you have savings, you're screwed. If you go to sell a house, you're screwed. If you're an indigenous white person, you're screwed. If you live in a country, in a little village in the country, you're screwed because they're going to build massive houses all the way around you. If you go to private school because you can afford to send your children to private school, which is where most of the conservative thinking people have been created, you're screwed because they're going to close them down. See how it's working? The only place where conservative people, thinking people actually come from now are private schools. So they're targeting private schools. So they're gone. They're going to educate conservatism out of people. Let's go watch Lodge in the Houses of Parliament. Oh, yeah, it'll be entertaining. As a former soldier, I prefer the UK to be defended, and Labour won't be defended. I'm a former squaddy myself, mate. And that's why it hurts. It really hurts. It will be entertaining to watch him. Sadly. Labour will cock up big time. Things will turn like France. Very messy. Indeed. Pubs are closed because it's cheap to get ale in supermarkets. On purpose. That was done on purpose. But it still wasn't working, was it? Even though you can get alcohol cheap in the supermarkets, people still went to the pub. So we created a virus that shut them down for 2 years, so then you won't go back. And because they weren't supported during those 2 years, so many of them closed and they're continuing to close because now people have, because they had no option for 2 years to get beer from a cheaper place. Why would you go to a pub? Although, to be fair, I've got a micro pub around the corner and it's won awards and it's absolutely awesome. It's rammed all the time. So, not all the things. Enough warning the bans on X for enough. Yep, absolutely agreed. But won't clone down religious schools, eh? Well, of course not. Of course not. Only certain religious schools, of course. Remember that? It took Gert Wilders years before public finally agreed, and that unfortunately he was correct. Stay strong. Look at Gert. Okay, Gert Wilders doing really, really well. He's in his position, but it's a coalition. So if any one of them two, any one of those other three pull a support, won't work. How can a wet list like Starmer run the country? Because idiots voted him in. Because people believed. Well, I'm moving to Solihull. Well, welcome. It'd be interesting because as you move in, most of us were trying to. It's nice around here. I'll give it. It's nice, but it's slowly but steadily getting worse. I'm so glad I homeschooled. Don't subject my waters bad. Well, yeah. My kids have been brought up very conservative, very conservative. See, like when the election was going on, I actually explained to them what was going on and what it means. They won't get taught that in normal school. Starman's a Zionist and very dangerous. It will take us to war through this. Well, yeah, I agree. We will. Did Andrew Bridgen when you see? Watch out for Andrew Bridgen. He's not what you think he is. He's very pro-Europe and wants to get back into Europe as well. It's full of retirement homes. Yeah. I believe there'll be another virus and lockdown next year. Of course it will. Or it may happen. There may be an issue around about the 25th, 26th of July. See how they can do it. If you want to know how they can ban it, lockdown works great. That's some great news. It's only about 20 years ago. It was great 20 years ago. Hmm, not so much now. I don't know. My son says it's okay. It gets a bit stabby at times. People want change, want to keep voting for the same two parties forever. Well, it's because each time, if you've noticed, the party go, like Labour. Sorry, my mic went. Sorry about that. My mic went. I was battering away, and it's back on now. I do apologise. So, as I said there, will people comply? COVID shows that they will. That's why they did it, so we could know what to do. Starmer won't say. The only reason Starmer said 6 p.m. on Friday is because his wife's Jewish and it's a huge thing in the Jewish community. Canada's communist unless Trump gets that also. Absolutely. The system was to ensure red or blue. 100% has been. It wasn't actually muted, mate. My mic had come unplugged. Right, hopefully, you can hear me now and I'm back. No sound. No sound. Can you hear me? Can somebody put can you put one in the chat if you can hear me? Because have I still not got a sound? Hold on. Oh, I'm asking you now. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, okay, okay. It just I did that with my hand and unplugged my mic. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, I think Sunak called the election because he knows in the world. Well, I said that from the beginning. If you go back on my live streams, that's what I said. No, I unplugged my mic. I said, yeah, sorry about that. No worries. No worries. No worries. So everybody, yeah, so I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Sorry. I unplugged it. Welcome everybody and thanks for the feedback. Much appreciated. For the early 20th century, Labour replaced the Liberals, so it can be done. Back then, yes. Now, thanks, mate. Hi, Joe. Yeah, yes, the Labour did replace the Liberals way back in the early 20th century, but that was the early 20th century, and everybody's learned lessons from that, so it's never going to happen again. It's Oh, I agree. I hope. I look. Don't get me wrong. I hope. I pray that that does come out, but I'm very worried. As soon as the lockdowns were mentioned, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jemima. Yeah. You see, this is the problem. All we can actually hope for at the moment is that in the next couple of years, Labour implode, or they do something so massively unpopular, the vast majority of the silent majority, and I say to Mrs. G, silent majority. Um, I'm thinking about it. I genuinely am thinking about it. I need to have a good think about that, but yeah, Labour and Freemanship, absolutely 100%. The MSN newspapers back in the Illinois, yeah, absolutely. Love the West Midlands accent. Lived in Rage for 6 months. Especially love the Black Country accent on a girl. Yeah, I'm all right, talking. It's great, isn't it? Oh, lovely. Oh, I must admit, it's great. I do love it on a lass. But to be fair, for me, for Molten Gold, it's girls in America with Southern accents. Does it to me every time. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I'm on with you, but strange things can happen. Oh, God, yeah. Anything can happen. You're back. Yes. Being an ex-squaddy, do you have any spear guns? I'm not going to answer that because people listen. There are other things I have that maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. Remember, the internet has ears. The internet has ears. But yeah, I don't know whether or not to stand as a reform. Spear guns sound cool unless you meant spare. I think he meant. I know what he meant. James Bond does. He does indeed. Yeah, because the guy must have got the point. So no, unless they want it to give the illusion that we have an opinion. I'm really, really, really worried. Really worried about the 27th of July. Even if it goes ahead, I'm seriously worried about what's going to happen while we're there. I've got this terrible feeling about it, and we'll cover that more. Like, Stand, we need people like you. I'll give it consideration. I'll give you. I'll be surprised as well. But what worries me more is them allowing it to happen and then causing something to happen there, and then blame it on far right. This is my concern. Now they're in power. Now they have the grip on us. I'm worried. I genuinely am worried. Should it go ahead? Absolutely. Should there be millions of people there? Absolutely. Do I think that the now Labour government will allow it? I'm not so sure. Do I think the Labour government might use it as a chance to create an issue that allows them to bring in more laws? 100% I do. I am worried. Love to stay and check things to do. Thanks, guys, for your live stream. Have a good weekend, everyone. Don't get too down about the GE result. Thanks for popping in. Yes, 100%. And I would imagine that the Met Police will be fully tooled up, ready for it. I as much as I want the 27th to be a success, I am really, really worried about it. And I'm gonna start looking more into that side of it now, because I do worry. I do really, really worry. And if not that, maybe something else. Why are you worried about being allowed? Were you not born free? If you want to wake up and smell the coffee, none of us were born free. Second I was born, I was given a number, my NHS number. We're not free. We're just given the illusion to think that we are. Yeah, I agree. Under Labour change now will be double o zero, yeah. Good morning, Sterling Lighthouse. I left the good part out. It's all right, no worries, mate. No worries. Glad to have you here. Um, you see, as much as we think we're free, we're not. As much as we think we have a choice in elections, we don't. Now, people say, "Oh, yeah, you're born free." Well, I'm free as long as I stay within the constraints of the law, of which they'll change. Oh no, it's going to get worse. As I said, I'm already preparing for the fact that it won't be long before this channel gets obliterated, or I get reported by somebody under the new laws that will come in, and that'll be that. It's quite the prisoner. I am not a number. I'm a free man. Didn't end up very free though. The thing is, we should be free. We should be able to say what we want. I mean, it's like now, I can only now say Alan Snack Bar. I can't say the other word because I'll get into trouble. Perhaps now London is not the place for mass rallies of patriotic nature. Absolutely. Braveheart, they cannot take your freedom. No, but they can tax it and make sure that you're screwed and criminalise you and demonise you and make laws to stop you. Such a worrying time. It really is. Keir Starmer's greatest achievement, Jimmy Savile not knowing what the woman is. Oh, and don't forget, turning the blind on to Rotherham grooming gangs. So if you're feel say I've got young girls and and I don't. It was a given because you were told it was. Think about that. From the minute the election was announced, you were told that the Conservatives had lost and they'd won. Yes, I had that number as well. I got my NHS. Actually, technically, I had two NHS numbers because when I was born, I had an old NHS number, and then I had a new one because the old ones were running out, and I got the service number. The service number I could never forget because you never do. It's practically tattooed into your skull. We all need to know to lose a football match really. So look, now come on. If we're going to go down in England, we were so lucky, so lucky to get through. We deserve to get knocked out because that's something else. I'm sick of the media and everybody blowing smoke up overpaid footballers who are shit at their job. It's as simple as that. Oh, Storm was far worse than that. Come out, not just coming games. Absolutely. If you think reform had a chance, you're delusional. Delusional. Hmm. So, not voting for the two same parties is delusional. By registering the fact that you're not happy with the two same parties is delusional. Anyway, Starmer's dad was a toolmaker. Was he? Really? Hell, I never knew that. He kept that quiet. Really, really kept that quiet. I mean, don't forget we missed the Starmer's dad was a toolmaker who owned the factory, but we'll leave that. We'll leave that. Better than nothing. Practically tattooed into school. Literally have my tattoo my service number. Well, there you go. Mine was 2494159. There you go. It goes on seats numbers. We know this. I know that we all know the electric because they actually got more votes than the Liberal Democrats. Yet the Liberal Democrats got 58 more seats because we have such a great electrical system, don't electrical? No, election system, don't we? You have to be careful on that. Use Alan snack bar will shop us to drop a hat. Absolutely, 100%. Ostrich mentality, 100%. The electoral system proves we aren't free. We never have been. For over 100 years, first past the post, guaranteed. Guaranteed. One or two parties. Simple as that. Starmer's number is 666. Absolutely. 100%. But RS6, we know that it works. We know how it works. But the simple truth of the matter is, you can't. Ukraine ain't got much electric. Really? You've seen all the parties they're having, the discos, and they're dancing by the pool, and the fact that they can travel wherever they want, and they, this, that, and the other. People need to wake up to the fact you're being lied to about Ukraine. Alan's, yeah. They didn't in the last 5 years, generations. British sarcasm at the best. I think that's all we've got left. Before they probably outlaw that as well. Because anything's possible. Well, yeah, Gen X needs to stand up, but they're not going to, are they? Because they don't want to. They don't want to. Like you, Mr. G, will it be a civil war or world war? This is every election. We have come 400 odd seats. From yeah, exactly. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll do it right now. Rubble. Country in between civil war or nuclear war. That's where we are. They did do quite as good as expected. Expected 7, got 13, but hopefully, last counts they had 4 as far as I know. But Farage is a habit of abandoning ship when things gets good. Yeah, Gen X 100% indoctrinated, and it's going to get worse. Now Labour are in place, they'll change the education system because our children are no longer being taught how to think, they're being told what to think. I've got 2 kids, one in infant school, one in senior school. The others are all older and grown up. The ones that are older and grown up aren't stupid. But the stuff they're taught in junior school now is just absolute bullshit. Wonder how many ministries will be created? Lots more paper, lots more red tape, and all's done so you can't get rid of them. One to run for MP next time around stakes for let's say, yeah, well, do it. Do it. People are saying that I should stand. Perhaps I will as well. We are now in the Farmer Republic now. Agreed. Agree. 100%. We're in trouble, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? Genuinely in trouble. Right then, I'm gonna have to start bringing this one to a close. As it's what, 11:30, just gone 11:30. We've all got more important things to be doing, and I've got more important things to be doing, like answering a lot of messages on my phone and phoning a few people. So let's bring this one to a close. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. When Labour start taxes to help people realise the mistake, what they did with, yep, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, big poo poo trouble, 100%. Any case, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Um, just be rest assured, I'm not going to go away. I'm not going to stop until they stop me, until I'm stopped. Now, listen, you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. That's very good. We are not in trouble yet, but we will be. Oh, yeah, we will be. Been awesome. You've been fantastic. I will be back on maybe Saturday. I'm not sure. Maybe Saturday. We'll see how we go. Don't get too down. It is bad. Yes, I am going to Alan's Snack Bar. I'm going to go and have a bacon sandwich at Alan's Snack Bar. Um, as much as it's bad, and we know it's going to be bad, if we always stick together, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep coming on to try and keep us all together, so we can all chat. You can all chat in there. We can all stay strong together. We can support each other. Be a community. Have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. You have been, as always, absolutely awesome. So, with that, I'm done. So, until the next one.